Hello, and welcome to Beyond Books, where we talk about books from Book of the Month Club and beyond. I'm your host. I'm Renee, and before we get started, I'd like to ask you to please subscribe, like, comment, and ring the notification bell. I always appreciate any interaction, so please shoot me a comment or make sure you give me that thumbs up if you like my content. Today I have an unboxing of my March Book of the Month Club, and I got a couple of other things to talk about, so let's go ahead and jump right in and take a look at my choices. Okay, so what do we have to choose from here for March? We've got this thriller, Kill for Me, Kill for You, about two women out for revenge. That looks interesting. It's a thriller. The author is Steve Kavanaugh. Next, we have a fantasy book, A Fate Inked in Blood by Danielle L. Jensen. Let's see. This one's a sword and shield. Epic story of romance and bravery. Next, we have contemporary fiction, Anita de la Monte, Laughs Last by Xochitl Gonzalez. From campus to galleries, this engrossing tale of two female artists paints a complex portrait of power and privilege. She's a repeat author. That's contemporary fiction. Let's see. Now we got literary fiction here. We've got Annie Bott. And it looks like the author on this one is Sierra Greer. This is about a robot's girlfriend. A tumultuous coming-of-age story. Well, that's interesting. Okay, and then another thriller, Listen for the Lie. This is by Amy Tintera, and it says, keep your ears and eyes open. Someone in this small Texas town is telling a story that just doesn't quite add up. And lastly, we've got a memoir, Hereafter. This is a debut by this author, already a book of the month. That's excellent. The author is named Amy Lynn. Grief has its own grammar. This poetic, visceral exploration of the sudden loss of a spouse will rewire your heart. All right. So, what did Renee choose? Okay, are you ready? Because I'm going to turn the tables just a little bit. First, this isn't really an unboxing video because I no longer have the box in which this book was shipped to me. I actually used it for another purpose, which is good. It's good to repurpose cardboard. Second, I didn't choose a book of the month. Well, at least not from this month. I was kind of so-so on all of these titles for some reason. Although probably if I had to choose, I probably would have chosen the thriller Look for the Lie. That looked like a pretty good book. I think it was almost the last one, second to the last one. But nothing really was striking me on the day that I took a look at these. And what happens when that happens with Book of the Month, you've already paid your credit for the month. So you've already purchased your one credit. They will carry it over into the following month if you don't want to make any choice. Or they also show you some other books that you can choose from. All are previous books of the month. So here's what I got. Let's get to the bottom of this. I chose Killers of the Flower Moon by David Grann. This book is about a massacre of Native Americans from the Osage tribe in Oklahoma. It takes place in the 1920s when oil was discovered on Native American land. Soon the Osage were turning up dead under suspicious circumstances. And at the time, the FBI was a brand new organization. And this was actually one of their first cases under their director, J. Edgar Hoover. J. Edgar Hoover was the director of the FBI for many, many years, and he actually served into my teenage years. I do remember him as a youngster. He served until May of 1972, 37 years in all. And in this case, he actually ended up having to call in the help of the Texas Rangers and also hire a Native American agent in order to start to make any progress on the case. So this true story has been built on extensive research and also some new facts that have been uncovered in the case. So it should be interesting. One of my reasons for choosing it is that I really haven't read all that much nonfiction this year. I think the only books were the March series by John Lewis that I read last month. That was for Black History Month. And then also at the beginning of the year, I think it was my first one of the year actually, was a book by Peter Jenkins, who is a travel journalist. And I read Along the Edge of America. So those were the only two nonfiction books. So now I've got this one, and we'll see how that goes. It has some great ratings on Goodreads, and it's won tons of awards. It was a book of the month for April 2017, and I'm not sure if you can, yeah, I guess you can probably see that. April of 2017. So, you know, probably several of you have read it, and if you have, please let me know in the comments, because I'd love to know what you thought of the book. I know that it's been made into a movie, but I'm not a big TV watcher. I'm not a big movie goer, so I really don't know anything about it other than now what I've researched when I did end up choosing this book. So when I'm done, I will do a full review on my channel. So right now, what I'm reading is this book. Comes from the library. Dark Enough to See the Stars in a Jamestown Sky. The author is Connie Lopolo. And I had talked a little bit about this book, I think, in one of my videos from last week. It's a series of 3 books called the Sky series. This book is the first. It's a work of historical fiction, and it's based on the true story of the women and children that were at Jamestown. The book actually starts in England before they even make the voyage. It starts in the year 1592, and it ends in Jamestown in 1611. And we follow a young woman and her family throughout their voyage, and then their settlement in the new land. And subsequent books, you know, go down through the family lineage, and they go all the way to, I think the last year is 1649. Some of the stories and characters, true life characters, portrayed in the book are part of what they talk about in the tourist areas of Jamestown and Williamsburg. They call it a living museum, where they have people in costume that, you know, talk about the stories from, you know, the actual time of the settlements. So I'm enjoying it a lot, even more than what I thought. It's very well written, and I'll likely read the other 2 books in the series at some point. So also next Friday, the 15th of March, at 7 p.m. I'm going to try a live segment, and the subject will be book hauls, my favorite sources for sensational stories. And I would like to talk about where I purchase books, what are my favorite online stores, maybe even some local places, what I like about them and why, what I've picked up recently, what were my best finds, etc. And if you can tune in and maybe share some of your favorite places to purchase books from, and maybe let me know what some of your favorite hauls were recently. I would absolutely love that. So that will be Friday, March 15th at 7 p.m. So that wraps up this video. Remember that you yourself are an important author. Every day is a new page awaiting your creativity. So always do something that makes you shine. Thank you and have a great day.